Hello, welcome back to the Ice Cold Podcast. I'm your host, Colby Leifson. Thanks for tuning in today. We've got a very special guest in TJ Bickerstaff. He's currently a forward at James Madison University, and JMU has had an unbelievable start to the season. They went on the road and beaten Michigan State. Kent State had a good win at home against Howard, and we talk about those early victories on the road. We talk about this past off season as well and what prepared James Madison to have such a great start to this season. TJ also talks about his previous stops at Drexel and Boston College. He's had a great college career thus far. We also talk about his family. TJ comes from a basketball background and an athletic background. And we talk some about the Atlanta basketball scene. I'm really looking forward to you guys hearing this conversation with TJ. As you can tell, he's a great person and has put in a lot of work to get to the point that he's at right now. And so without further ado, we'll get straight to the episode. All right, TJ, thanks for coming on the podcast today.
Sir, thank you for having me.
I know you guys have had a very busy week. You've been traveling all over the place, a couple huge road wins. You guys went to Michigan State, won in overtime, went to Kent State, won in double overtime. How's this week been for you guys?
Man, it's been crazy. Like a lot of history made in these past two games. So just looking forward to making more.
Yeah, you can watching you guys, you can feel the energy and the chemistry that you guys have built. And a lot of you guys have come from different places, haven't played together that long. How have you
Mm.
guys been able to build that chemistry so quickly over this off season?
I would just say it's just like it's built in us already. Like the mindset, everyone wants to win. So everybody's kind of on the same page. And I haven't seen anyone be scared of the moment yet. Like we don't have any of those type of players. Like, and the thing about us is like anyone can take the shot to like end the game or tie the game, things like that. And I think a lot of teams don't have that. So I just think it's like really good that we got that.
One of the most impressive things that I noticed watching this game against Kent State was you guys got in some difficult situations that second half, foul
Mhm.
trouble. A lot of guys stepped up when their numbers were called. What what happened this past off season to kind of build that confidence in each other, next man up mentality? What built that this off season?
I believe like it was already in us, honestly, from what I've seen. Because like I said, like that mentality is very hard for like a majority of group of players to have. Like for the whole team to have the same mentality of not being scared of the moment, not caring about like the name of a team or anything like that. Like I felt like that was already installed in a lot of our players, and we were just able to come together, have the same goal, and then like take over like we're doing now.
And I saw you guys went on a foreign trip this past off season. Is that right?
Yeah, we went to Italy.
What was that like? Did y'all play any games over there? What was that
Yeah, we
experience
did.
like?
Yeah, we played two games over there, but it was nice though. Like just to see like another side of the world. Got to see a lot of history. We went to Rome, Italy. Got to see the stadium, and stuff like that. Stuff that you read about in school. So I thought it was a real cool experience.
That's incredible. Yeah, Rome is a special place. Also, I know this is your third stop now. You've been at Drexel, you've been at Boston College. What have you learned from your experience in college basketball, and how does that help you this season moving forward?
I think I learned just like the experience has like helped me in general. Just playing with different teams in different situations, it has always helped me. And I just believe I found the right fit, especially at JMU, because my game is really starting to just like take off, and I'm able to get better and things like that. So um, yeah, what was the second question then?
No, you covered it. You covered it.
Okay.
Just you were talking about your experience, how you learned from that. And I
Yeah.
know at Drexel, you guys made the NCAA tournament. You guys were a six seed in your conference tournament, and then
Mhm.
you guys ended up winning that. Talk a little bit about playing in the NCAA tournament.
Man, the first time I played in there, it was like crazy. Cause like as a like you coming in from high school, you always watching March Madness, like watching March Madness in class and stuff. So it was kind of like crazy to be there. And then just the overall experience was amazing too. And I remember the first game, like I'll never forget it. We played Illinois, we got destroyed that game, but it's just something you will never forget. So it's like the next time I go, like we're gonna be ready.
For sure. And you're from Atlanta, obviously, a great basketball place. For those who aren't very familiar with Atlanta basketball, what's it like growing up playing basketball in Atlanta?
Man, you're gonna play with like some of the best players in the country, the world. Like, yeah, I don't play with Anthony Edwards, Jabari Smith, like all these different high caliber players, Isaac Okoro. You see it all the time. So I think it's just like that's why we got a lot of boys from the South too. So I think that mentality, like growing up playing against all these type of players, it grows with you.
And you mentioned some great players there from Atlanta. I know you went to high school at Sandy Creek with Jabari Smith. How would
Mhm.
how would teams try to defend you and Jabari?
They really couldn't, especially they couldn't defend Jabari because he would just shoot over them. And like me, I was just like I was real athletic. Um, I would think I was like the main ball handler during that time, so it was mainly just like finding Jabari or like get my own buckets, things like that. So they couldn't really stop it.
Yeah, it's rare to have two dominant big guys like that that can handle
Yeah.
it, can shoot it a little bit. At what point in your high school career, or maybe even earlier, did you realize that you wanted to play in college and that you had a good chance of playing in college?
I say probably the eighth grade. The eighth grade is when I really knew that I was just gonna take basketball serious because like I used to play football too, so I just picked which one I liked the most. So I chose basketball. I took it serious, worked every single day, and yeah, that's just the route I chose.
What position did you play in football?
I played tight end and wide receiver. I
Yeah,
had hands, so I think that plays into like me getting rebounds too, because they always tell you go get the ball at the highest point.
for sure. And
Yeah.
and speaking of football, James Madison's football team is also having an incredible season. They got at the time of this recording, they're currently undefeated. They got a big matchup today.
Mhm.
What's the energy like on campus between athletes?
Man, everyone is so happy. Like everybody cheering each other on, supporting each other. Like I've never been a part of something like this. It's crazy. Just see everyone happy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know the soccer teams have had some success as well.
Yeah.
Men's soccer upset number one, UCF, and then the women's soccer team is in the NCAA tournament. I'm not sure. Do you know if they played last night? Did they end up playing already?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked yet.
Yeah, I know you've been busy week one of the season. What was it like leading up to that Michigan State game? I know you guys probably had that circled on your calendar because it's the first game, but not many teams will have a chance to go on the road and face a top five team like that. What was the
Yeah.
preparation like for Michigan State?
The preparation, we was just like we really locked in on all of our assignments. We executed and everything that we had to do. So I believe we just took it like really serious, and I believe the mindset that we have right now, it's not like at the same time we're enjoying our success, but we're not letting it get to our heads. So we just working hard and doing the same thing that we've been doing from the jump. So yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, these wins obviously are building a great foundation as you guys lead up into conference play and everything. But these games aren't going to be near as important as those games late February, early March when you guys really need that. You've been a part of, I'm sure, some very important games. What's one of your best memories in a big game from maybe your high school career, middle school, or even college, or even AAU? Who did you play AAU with?
I played with Team Charlotte and like Atlanta Express.
Maybe the conference championship where you guys went and won to go to the NCAA tournament. What was that game like for you?
Oh, it was like it was good because I had a good run in that tournament. So but everybody was hot. And I think that was like the first time I saw like what it takes to make it like to March Madness, like what it takes to win a whole conference tournament in college. Because I think like it requires everyone being locked in on their assignments and things like that. So yeah, I think that was like an important moment.
I got you. And you come from a basketball background. I know you played some football growing up. What made you stick with basketball? Was it just because you were better, or were you more passionate about basketball?
No, I think I was just more passionate. And it's like it's in my family too. Like, so I'm always seeing them on TV, like watching them succeed on like the highest level of basketball. Like as a kid, of course you're gonna look up to that and you're gonna want to make it to that level too and continue the trend in the family. So yeah, I think my love for the game just came like along with my family, what they do, um, as well as me just like growing up around it.
You talked about your basketball bloodline. You've got several relatives that have had a lot of success in and around the NBA, other sports as well. Just tell us a little bit about your family dynamic around sports, because it's not your typical family where the parents will play in high school or they love
Yeah.
it. What's that like being around a lot of very successful athletes?
I think it's like crazy. Like, that's something you just gotta thank God for because like it's a blessing to like be born into that. But my whole family's like athletic. Like my dad, he played at NCCU. He played football there. My uncle, he used to play at Minnesota. My grandpa, he used to play. He used to coach. Then they all eventually got into coaching and things like that. So, yeah, we just got an athletic family. So I'm guessing it just runs in the genes, like in the blood.
Yeah, obviously you're blessed, but I'm sure it took a whole lot of work, and how we've got connected is through Chase Cochran, who's worked at P3. He's worked at Overtime. He's very involved. Talk about some of the work you've put in over the years. What's your typical off season like as far as personal development?
Personal development. Off season, like I would either go to P3, like you say, like work on my body, lift a lot of weights. I think that really helped me this summer. I've been working with George. He's our strength trainer. I put on weight, so I would used to be 218. Now I'm like 230, and like a lot stronger and more lean. So I think that was really beneficial to my game because it makes so many things so much easier. So I think that's important, and that's what I work on in the beginning. As far as skill wise, I go to the gym. I either work with Coach Nickerson, who's my old high school coach, or I would just like go in the gym on my own with my dad, just like get shots up, work on different mechanics and things like that. Yeah, that's a typical summer for me. Just work on both ends.
You mentioned a lot of names there, and obviously you have a lot of support to help you improve year after year as you've done in your career. Who are some mentors in your life, in basketball, outside of basketball, just some mentors for you?
I would say my dad is my mentor, as well as like my uncle, my grandpa, and my cousin JJ. Like I always ask them for advice and things like that, and they try to like help me in any area that I need, like if I ask for it. So I think like looking up to them with the knowledge that they have has really like helped me get to where I am.
Yeah, you're surrounded not only in your family, but
Yeah.
at James Madison and at previous stops. You've been surrounded by great coaches. Which coach how do you say it? Bington?
Byington.
Byington.
Yeah.
What's Coach Byington's philosophy? What's he like as a coach?
He's like as a coach, he believes that he believes in like an NBA style offense, or in style program. So you'll have freedom to make any play that you can make. Like if you make a mistake, he's not going to get on you about it to the point where it's like you continue to make the same mistake again. So I think like him allowing like our players to have that freedom allows us to be better and allows multiple people to hit shots that could be like game winners or game tires. Like everyone's gonna have that confidence because of our coach. And I think that's very rare in college basketball because like a lot of systems are very structured. Like if you're like 6'3", like you have to be the only one bringing the ball up the court. He doesn't believe that. He believes like if you can handle the ball, just bring it up. Like everybody just play basketball. That's the main thing. So that's what I really like about his mindset going towards the game because I believe it fits like the level that everyone wants to get to.
Yeah, that's a fun way to play, playing free, playing loose, and knowing if you make a mistake, you're going to have an opportunity to make up for it.
Yeah.
You guys have put a lot of points up, and that reflects that NBA mind that Coach Byington has. Um, what what are you most going to remember from this past week where you guys go to Michigan State, get a win in overtime, and then go to Kent State, get a win in double overtime? What are you going to most remember from this week?
Um, I'm definitely gonna remember that Michigan State game. I had a dominant performance in that, so that's just something that's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life. But the Kent State game was crazy as well. Like I was just happy for my teammates because I found out early, so I was happy that my teammates really pulled through and like won the game. Like that's crazy because everybody thought the game was over with. So I think, honestly, I think both of these games I'm gonna remember for life. Honestly, because it was just two crazy stretches. Like I have to remember both of them.
Yeah, that Kent State game
Mhm.
was unbelievable. You guys are down five
Crazy.
with 5 seconds left, and then that full court pass down five, and what's your teammate's
Noah,
name?
Noah
Noah.
Fabell.
Noah catches it going away from the hoop, turns around, hits the three, cuts it to two. They push off. Y'all get a chance to run an inbounds play with 1 second left. What what do y'all do in practice to prepare for those kind of moments? Because that pass was perfect. That full court pass was perfect.
Mhm.
He was ready with the shot, and then y'all executed that inbounds play to perfection. What do y'all do in practice to prepare for those end of game scenarios?
That's what we do in end of game scenarios. We practice those. Literally that play we practice at like three. I say before every game, we practice like in game scenarios. So we just ran it perfectly, like the same way that we practice it. So yeah.
And there was a lot of back and forth in that game because it looked like y'all had it won in that first overtime. Now you guys are on the other side. You guys are up five, and the dominoes fall kind of, and they force a second overtime. What were those huddles like when you guys blew that lead? How do you guys regroup going into second overtime?
It's always one person picking each other up, just telling you like, "Hey man, like stay focused." Cause you know the rest were like really bad that game. They were calling like every single foul call, for both sides, and it was like a free throw game. So we had to make sure people like stayed locked in and continued to play and pick each other up. Like that's the main way to make sure everybody's on the same page. And we executed that piece, so it led us to a victory.
Yeah, congratulations for those two wins, and also how you carried yourself. The angle on the TV when it would be on the side of the floor where you guys' bench, you could clearly see the bench engaged. I mean, all the way down. Even you guys that were in foul trouble and that fouled out, you guys were engaged. So hats off to you guys for staying
Mm.
engaged and knowing that you can affect the game in other ways. I want to move on. Just some random questions I've got for you. What's the furthest place you've ever traveled for basketball?
Italy, yeah, this summer, Italy. That was a long flight. I think like 14 hours or 12 hours, something like that.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was.
And And had you been on a foreign trip before? I know this is your fifth year. You hadn't been at other
That was
places.
my first time.
Oh, that's incredible. I went on a foreign trip when I was at BYU, and we went to Italy as
Uh,
well. It was crazy.
we went on like the whole tour to like Rome and Venice and all that
Yeah, we
around.
went we went I think Florence, Rome, and Venice. It was
Yeah,
crazy. If you had to live in a country outside the US, what would it be?
that's a great question. Somewhere tropical. I don't know. Uh, I heard Portugal was nice. I think
Portugal would be a cool
Portugal.
spot.
Yeah, I heard Portugal was really nice. So I'm just go with that.
I lived in Brazil for 2 years as a
Um,
missionary, and so I'm actually fluent in Portuguese. And my
okay.
wife's great grandparents are from Portugal, so we want to go to Portugal soon. I think it'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
gotta let me know how that is.
Oh, for sure. All right, some rapid fire questions for you. Um, call or text?
Text.
Text. Yeah, most people our age go with text. It's just easier. It's
Yeah,
quick. What's your favorite day of the week?
Friday.
What's your favorite city in the US that you've never lived in?
Las Vegas.
Vegas. Vegas
Yeah.
is a cool spot. Your
Yeah.
favorite song right now?
Um, what is it? Fighting My Demons by Ken Carson.
What's the ideal outside temperature for you?
Like 75, 75.
75.
Yeah.
What's your favorite TV show?
Um, Probably like regular show.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite movie?
Favorite movie. I got a lot of those. Um, it's a movie called Dope.
Dope.
DOPE. Yeah. That used to be one of my favorite ones.
I gotta see it. I haven't seen that one. What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas. Easy.
Your favorite shoe to hoop in?
These Kevin Durant's. I
New
can't.
ones?
I think they're the 19s or something like that.
I
Yeah,
lost I
this one.
lost track. I mean,
The
KD,
new one.
LeBron, they all got so many shoes now. But I know what the ones you're talking about. Everybody's wearing them right
Yeah,
now.
they feel so good. Like, yeah,
Who's your favorite NBA player?
LeBron James.
And you're kind of built like LeBron. I mean, similar height, similar weight. Is that someone you've looked up to throughout your life growing up? Is that someone you've tried to model your game after?
Yeah, usually that's literally the only person I used to watch majority of the time. And then another person like him was like Ben Simmons at the time. Like he's like power forwards who are really skilled. Those are the main people that I watch.
Who's your favorite athlete outside of basketball?
Outside, um, man, that's a tough one. Probably like Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. That's a
Yeah.
good one. That's a good one. Um, and I know you talked about your family a little bit earlier. What's like Thanksgiving like? I mean, while you're in college, you probably haven't been able to experience too much family
Mhm.
time. But what's that dynamic like with that much basketball knowledge going on? Are there any debates? Is a game always on TV? What's that like?
No, it's honestly like they try to. You don't really talk about basketball way too much because like that takes up their day pretty much. Like for most of their lives, like it's just straight basketball. So when it's like family time, we try to keep it like family time, things like that. Like we might have a little conversation in there or watch a game or something, but it's mainly just like focus on other things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when basketball is such a big part of your life, it's refreshing to not talk about
yeah,
basketball. A lot of my closest friends all throughout college when I was playing, whenever we would talk, they would hardly ask about basketball, and I would appreciate that.
yeah. It's like you want to talk about something else, like y'all do that every single day, like every hour of the day.
Yeah. Who again, most of your teammates you haven't known very long. When did you get on campus? Was it like May, June?
I believe June 21st or something like that.
Who are you closest with on your team out of your teammates?
I say like my roommates, which is like Noah, Friedel, Mike Green, and Bryant Randall. Yeah, we spent a lot of time together.
What are y'all doing on off days? I mean, y'all aren't gonna have too many off days now, but leading up to the season, what are y'all doing in your free time?
Really, now we just chilling or like recovering. That's what we've been doing. That's it, recovering. We might watch a game or something in the living room, but that's about it.
Oh, I got a question for you that I forgot to ask. Did you graduate from Boston College?
Yeah, I graduated and got my degree,
What'd you major in from Boston College?
communication.
And are you doing a master's program right now?
No, I'm in a certificate program because it allows me to just like have more time to focus on basketball.
That's awesome. What do you want to do after basketball? I'm sure you'll play professionally. That's what you're working towards.
Uh-huh.
What about after basketball? What would you like to get into after you're done playing?
Probably, I think I'll probably get into coaching. Something around basketball. Like I don't think I can just fully leave it behind,
Yeah,
honestly.
stay involved with the game,
Yeah,
and it's given you so much this far. You want to repay that
for sure.
to upcoming players. Would you want to coach in college, high school, NBA?
I'll say probably NBA. I probably want to coach in the NBA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I think you know a guy who
yeah,
currently does that.
yeah. I think I could learn a lot.
Yeah. What was your phone like after you guys beat Michigan State? What was your phone like?
Man, it was blowing up. Like literally, I was like text after text, a lot of congratulations and things like that. So just trying to keep like a level head.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys got another big game. At the time of this recording, you guys playing Howard tomorrow at home, right?
Mhm. Yeah, at home.
Awesome. Well, best of luck there. And
Thank you.
Chase, our buddy, mentioned that you're coming down to Georgia. You guys play someone down here, right? Is it Georgia Southern? You guys play on the road?
We played Georgia State and I think Georgia Southern.
Oh, awesome. Well,
Yeah,
we'll have to get out to that, and we'll
got
be
to.
following along all year. Well, TJ, congratulations on the big week, big
Thank
kickoff
you,
to the season, and thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you.
sir. Thank you. I appreciate you.